What is going on, air signs? This is your girl Venus Archangel here with another love reading for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're unsure of your placements, go ahead and check the description box below. And also, guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that is totally fine. These are the readings for September 29th and September 30th, Saturday and Sunday. And I didn't mention that in fire signs, so if you guys have watched fire signs, that is what that is for. I think I'll put a caption in the video as well, just to kind of let people know. Obviously, it's going to be in the title. Okay. So yes, this is for the weekend, so I don't skip a day. So let's see what's happening in your love lives this week, family. Okay, the sun. So you guys are getting some information, or guys are getting some sort of clarity in your life at this time. I like that. I'm trying to get this thing to stop shaking so much. Just because I shuffle with my wrists on the table doesn't mean it should be shaking like a crazy, like a leaf here. And it still is, unfortunately. I was about to shuffle this in there backwards, but the sun's coming up, y'all. That means there's some sort of clarity in your situation here. Something coming to light. You guys are able to see the path of happiness here. That's great. Okay, but the situation is that there's clarity, but there's a lot of emphasis on something else. Not a lot of attention being paid to the new offer of love. Perhaps it's because, one, you just don't see it. The person may not be being very obvious, but that doesn't help that you're facing a different direction when they're trying to show it to you either. Right? Takes two to tango. You may be trying to do everything that you can to see it, but if you're focusing on certain ways or avenues that the message should come through or have to come through, they're not going to come. You may be missing it altogether. Oh, okay. So that's what we're doing this today. Oh, wow. What is going on? Oh, here's the sun again. Ace of Cups. What the? Judgment? Oh my goodness. And the Hermit. Y'all getting some crazy major arcana cards coming up in here today. Alright. Starting with the underlying energy. The Hermit. Not the Hermit. Judgment. Hermit is underneath here. And the reason why I look underneath the underlying energy is because I like to get a little bit of background as to why you have this as the underlying energy in the first place. This is what that background is. So the reason why you have the Judgment as your underlying energy, the focus of this reading, or the energy surrounding this reading, is being like some sort of situation that you thought was gone, thought was dead, thought was in the dirt. Well, surprise, surprise, it's returned with a vengeance. I'm just kidding. Nobody's vengeful. Nobody's trying to be vengeful here. It's not a revenge thing. It's about a new opportunity, a second chance at something, but it's a call to action. And why? Because something, you know, something that was dead really was probably something that was really more based on self-discovery. So something that was probably dead, killed off, perhaps, was for this purpose of soul searching, of some sort of self-discovery. And now it's something's coming back bigger and badder than ever, and it's requiring your attention. It's requiring your attention, and it's requiring your action to kind of follow through or do whatever, right? So this is your situation. It's like, hey, there's something that's happening now, especially considering that you thought this wasn't something that would come back up. Well, it has. It has. And it's happening in a big way. Now, your current state of being, or your the heart of reading, or your challenge is the Tower. Something unexpected. Not seeing something, not noticing something happening, just not really just surprised. Like something like pops out, like the Four of Cups, for instance. Maybe somebody's like, you didn't even notice was behind you, just goes boo. That's the whole situation. That's what I see with that Tower energy. Tower Judgment. It's like, you know, you're looking at the Three of Cups, like, how do I move on? How do I move forward? And then boo, I got a cut. You're like, what the, you know? That's what it kind of gives the impression of, because what's crossing that is the Knight of Wands. The unexpected, what is crossing you is the Knight of Wands. What? Either this is like something unexpected from a Sagittarius, Aries or Leo energy. Somebody here that's a fire sign surprises the absolute crap out of you. Or this is something regarding someone you feel is unreliable, maybe someone that you were once seeing, that you've seen at one point as you believe is unreliable, that you believe is someone that is just all fun and games, and you may feel as a player, they may be coming back around, or they may be saying hello, or you may be surprised that they kind of swoop you off your feet with their fiery passions. You know what I mean? This Knight of Wands, though, doesn't lie. He doesn't cheat. He's just honest with how he is in the moment. He's not doing anything wrong by being being a very momentary individual. You know? And the momentary, to me, would mean, it would mean that you are in the moment, but when your attention shifts, it shifts. That doesn't make you reliable for that, but it doesn't mean that you're a liar. It doesn't mean that you're incapable of telling the truth, and it doesn't mean that you're not capable of doing something for long periods of time that you actually enjoy, because the Knight of Wands does what he enjoys. You know what I mean? It's momentary, though. It's within his span of attention and willingness to put the effort forward. The Knight of Wands is not a bad person. This person that comes in is probably so much fun, so much character, and so much, passion about this individual, and it may surprise you if you've already been in a relationship with somebody. Maybe maybe there was a situation in relationships that may have hit a dead period, and then boom, out of nowhere, the passion comes back. You're like, what the? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you may be surprised that somebody may come out, or maybe you're surprised at this inner passion that comes out in you. Maybe the thing is that there is some sort of recognition of suppression of passion within yourself, and that's what's crazy. Like, you're able to just kind of capitalize on that for real then. Maybe it's about this unexpected time of pleasure, of fun, of enjoyment. There's a lot of ways you can read this. And I feel like for some of you guys, it's that somebody comes out of the woodworks unexpected. That's maybe you see as unreliable, and someone that you can't really, trust with staying for a long period of time. Someone that will just be there when they feel like it and then leave when they don't. A coming and a goer. A comma goer. But in the past here, you have the Five of Swords. So you've been doing things that you've been doing, because you've just been feeling like it. Like I feel like for some of you guys, I don't know if this is necessarily, I don't think this is a backlash of any sort. Don't think it's a backlash. But the Five of Swords is talking about sacrifice. Something may have been sacrificed in the past here. There may have been either some doubts as well about doing something because you're worried about what was going to be sacrificed in the past. But I feel like some of you guys may have executed it anyway. Some of you guys may have experienced an empty victory during a situation. But then now, in the present, you have the Sun coming up. It's like, well, the actions that you've committed here, the actions that you've made are proven to kind of actually shed some light on some situations. To help you see things a little more clearly, or provide this kind of door opening for you guys. But the Knight of Wands is what's crossing it. So it could be that your inner passion, your inner fire, your inner creative energy comes out. Or maybe you see the clarity there, or you see that this individual, this Knight of Wands rather, is the person that's the path to happiness for you. Because in your future, you have the Ace of Cups. That's the new beginning of love. The Knight of Wands is riding off towards the new beginning of love. If you flip it up right, look at that, going straight to the Ace of Cups. But he's also, if you don't think, no, it's not. If I have flipped up like that, well, he's going towards the Ten of Cups. This is the happily ever after card. You may end up finding happiness with someone that you see as a Knight of Wands. This person may not actually be the Knight of Wands. This person may be all kinds of reliable. This person will surprise you. But the situation of it all is that this may not be about a person. This may be just about you finding your passions up. Finding your passions. Like being true to yourself. Being true to your nature. Taking action and doing what you want. Doing what you desire. Because you got clarity in a situation, perhaps to act in such a way that doesn't necessarily matter what anyone else thinks. Because I could sit here and say the Knight of Wands that he's unreliable. He don't care. He knows what he is. And if it's not reliable, that he doesn't think that he is, if he thinks he's reliable, he thinks he's reliable. Me saying that will not change how he thinks or feels. He is what he is in the moment. If you don't agree with that, then that's not his problem. It's a perspective to the Knight of Wands. It's never a truth. That's why he doesn't have that sword like the Knight of Swords does. He's not looking to fight with you about your perspective. He's willing to hear what you have to say and then be like, well, that doesn't necessarily apply to me, so okay. But the Tower here, it talks about a change, a shift, a unexpected rift, or not an unexpected rift, excuse me, I shouldn't say that, but it's more of a changing in the foundation. And the blockage is the Knight of Wands, or what's hindering you, the obstacle right there is the Knight of Wands. Something could change, or something is changing, either because of the Knight of Wands, or there's something that's bound to happen or needs to happen, but it's going to require someone to do it, take action toward it, which is probably you guys, right? Because the Judgment card is not for anyone but you. And it could be that this is someone that's an ex that you may have to deal with, because Judgment talks about some things that may have been thought were dead, but rise from the ashes. Ten of Cups is talking about ending the situation, closing of the cycles, but it's a good cycle ending. It's a happily ever after. It's joy, it's peace, but it's also harmony and balance. Mostly harmony. Because as you see here, everything's going so perfect. Everything's fine. Everything's wonderful. It's a harmonious ending to the situation. I feel like that's where you guys want to get to. Just something that's harmonious. And air signs, I think the situation is that you may have to make it happen, or there's someone around you that has made it happen. It's about taking action on it. What does that mean? Well, what do you want from this? You know what passion is there now. You know what makes you feel good. You know what excites you. You know, perhaps you know what it is that makes you, that gets you going. Or perhaps you just have the realization of, you know what, I'm going to just do what I'm just going to do what I feel to do in the moment and don't care about anything else. Do what I enjoy and then don't do what I enjoy. Maybe that's an epiphany, if anything. I would see the epiphany is more of a hangman coming up, but the Tower is also a change and a shift in the foundation, so it could be an epiphany in itself too that changes a lot of things. But ultimately, you have the Sun that shows the path in which you are to be happy, and that leads, obviously, you can see where this leads is the Ace of Cups. Somebody may be coming in, and you may have to be, you know, maybe you're just reacting from a different way. From you're this time of where you've experienced a situation before. Maybe you change it up. Maybe you do something differently, and you don't take it with such seriousness. You're open to it, but you don't have expectations going into it. That's what's changed everything. So that you know, with that you're going into something with no expectations. Because the Five of Swords feels like you have to make a decision, but there's a sacrifice with it. Maybe this is like, you know what? I'm going into this with an open mind and an open heart. I'm not going to have any expectations. And that's what brings you to the Ace of Cups, a new beginning in love. Because you haven't expected anything to come through, but it did. Okay, that's how manifestation works anyway. Alright, family, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you so much for tuning in to your Saturday and Sunday reading, 29th to 30th of September. I have sales going on, one that ends this, today, actually, Saturday. And if you got, and it's the Instantgo sales, the $5 Instantgo sales in the description box below. The beginning of the fall sale is going to be still up after that. So if you're interested in taking advantage of any of those options before they go out, do so. And I will see you guys very soon. Appreciate y'all. Love you guys. Bye, guys.